Alrighty. Good morning again. Now, bear with me because this is going to be a roller coaster ride of digital terrorist. Sorry, not terrorist. Digital offensive strategy and preparation for the official Kingdom of Tasmania, which you're all welcome to submit your loyalty towards. And hopefully we can get some type of coalition force. We're going to need a few hang gliders. We're going to need about 20 fucking GoPros and some machetes and samurai swords, some automatic rifles, lots of things. We're going to need lots. And I've just been studying on the BBC on how to turn a terrorist organisation into an internationally recognised state. I'm pretty sure I'm well up to date now on how to do it. Basically, you have to reclassify that you are a dispossessed minority, occupying a certain region that has been colonised by a force, and that's what I would claim this Australian Labor Party led by Anthony Albanese, and in alliance actually with this other cohort of what I call terrorists, but Albanese calls freedom fighters. So that's where we're roundabout at. Now I'm going to make a comparison here between three separate events, and I want everybody watching, if you happen to watch this, to make your own mind up about what is going on, what the fuck is going on down under. Okay, so the first event is October 7th. October 7th is when a organised offensive of hang gliding, GoPro wielding rapists, hostage takers and murderers hang glided into a music festival in a peaceful, productive, civilized region of Earth known as Israel, and then did a whole bunch of stuff to those people, right? October 7th. That's the first event, okay? So this wasn't one individual. This was I don't know how many. How many were involved? Oh, go and look it up for yourself. Right? The next event is the Christchurch. Now, Christchurch. What did they call it? The Christchurch massacre? Excuse me. Who's doing the fucking PR for all of this? The Church of Christ massacre. Anybody picking up what I'm fucking throwing out? I've got a feeling that all of these three events are actually connected by the same institution, and it fucking uses a little moon shape and a little fucking star. You're telling me a sole far-right extremist with a GoPro wandered into a mosque with a machine gun and fucking in Christchurch? Oh. Fucking Osama bin Laden needs to work on his fucking storylines. You know what I mean? So does this fucking Mufti and the fucking other Al-Jibakar, whoever the fuck. They're using the same fucking thing over and over again, and it's not inventive. It's very easily exposed. It's one little trick. We're going to go to Christchurch. We kill our own people, and we fucking send it, and then we take the guns off all the New Zealand people. Ha 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 ha! We are so clever in our devious fucking mind. Dance, little boys, dance for me. We are going to be inheritors of the fucking earth. 40 virgins for all of you. All of the world, community. Right, That's basically what fucking happened. The next one is Port Arthur. Port Arthur, in which one individual, right, who had some issues, had all these things. There is so much bullshit involved in that. Listen to the narrative that's told about it. This is a colonial convict penal colony where all the Aboriginals were hideously genocided off the cliffs. No, it's not. It's a fucking settlement. It's a fucking cathedral and a convict settlement the same as everywhere else on fucking planet Earth, including all of the fucking Arab world. For thousands of years, the Arab world is that. You telling me we took all the fucking guns, or they tried to? They take all the guns because one little blonde fucking person wandered in and said, "That's not yours, that's mine. I'm going to kill people." Well, luckily, I don't need a fucking machine gun. I guess I've got the GoPro. But as I said, I've researched on the BBC how to turn a fucking terrorist organisation into a legitimate state. Now, Tasmania is already a legitimate state. Right, so turning it from a state back into a kingdom, who's to say that it wasn't a kingdom before? We didn't ask. That's the whole problem. Well, guess what? I'm saying it's a fucking kingdom now. Guess where the fucking castle is? Port Arthur. Guess what? I don't need to fucking do it. Any machine guns. I don't need any machine guns to fucking pull this off because they're all the same, right? Israel is doing what John Howard did in Gaza, except the Gazans aren't Australians. They're not just being like, "Oh, yeah, we don't really need... Oh, I didn't need this. I could have just used a fucking bow and arrow. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, well, I do like it. It's a fucking antique, but here you go. I suppose you can have it." That's Israel, right? Israel is John Howard. But Gaza isn't Australians. They're not Australians. So this is the whole thing. It's like if our Prime Minister right now is living in a pre-fucking Port Arthur world, a pre-John Howard Australia with no guns, and he's recognising a state of Palestine that just used not one Port Arthur, not two Port Arthurs, not three Port Arthurs, but fucking 750,000 Port Arthurs, one after another, like that. And that's his fucking thinking. That's literally what they're trying to fucking spoon into your mouth. Come on, have a fucking spoonful of sugar, makes the medicine go down. Go and fuck yourself. Go and fuck yourself. Far-right extremist goes into a fucking mosque and fucking on YouTube. Far-right extremist. So what are these cunts? What the fuck are these cunts? Do you know what I mean? Was old fucking what's his face? What's his name? I can't even remember his name. Martin Bryant. Was Martin Bryant a far-right extremist? Now, I'll clue you into some other fucking things. Is one of the individuals, the so-called female hero of Port Arthur. That's, I don't know, she's got some type of thing. She survived something other. Had the last name Cook. Right? Like the West Australian Premier, Cook. And they've cooked something up. Very, very fishy. Right? I'm going to get into some details here for evidence reasons. I have to get thorough. I'll try and make it entertaining as I always do, but fucking Jesus Christ, hold on. Literally, get it? Jesus Christ, hold on. Roger Cook's father was a child psychiatrist, right? So he was in the business of diagnosing and drugging children. The largest like opposing diagnosis, right? This is basically what happens. Symptomology that is traditionally by psychiatrists, by the psychiatric industry, that is diagnosed as one of the million. They've got a book too. They've got a book like this, except it's filled with how you're not fucking them. And there's something wrong with you. Just put Yoda back on the fucking book there for a second, right? Almost every single symptomology held within the DSM that is used to remove someone's rights, to permanently place them into whatever, confinement, imprisonment, lifelong medical intervention. to restrict their powers of free rights of a free trial and all these things, all this stuff. Almost all the symptomology has another in history. If we open up the history books and we go, well, what was all this symptomology before this? You know what I mean? And these are things like grandiose delusions, visions, thoughts, you know what I mean? Like erratic behavior, like passionate towards a thing, driven towards a goal, mania, all the things, right? They are all almost identical to a autonomous religious spiritual experience. So we have a funnel that used to catch those people, right? Rather than them self-manifesting shamanism, which is negative, right? There is a negativeness to this, because if we had 10,000 cult-leading shamans around, that's pretty nasty as well, right? So they used to funnel them into churches. These are the major religions. They're funnels for people manifesting this. And now what's the new one? What's the new kid in town? Is the psychiatric pharmaceutical interventionist crowd. Now, which one of these major religions or cults or, newly emergent psychiatric medical interventionists, which one of them is plugged into our government still? Because if you'll open up another history book, you might notice that there's a separation of church and state, because we realized that there was too much power in this funneled into the religious container. And then if they're in cahoots with government, which is another type of funnel into a, structural infrastructure, stability, whatever political organizational structure, if those two things are together, there's too much power. But this new one circumvented it, because they just basically, instead of saying, oh, you've had this, oh, this is God. This is God. Come into our box and buy a fucking Bible on the way out, and, maybe make a donation to the thing. Like, that was the way it used to go. And also there was some nasty shit. It wasn't any of those things. You have a disorder. You have a disorder. So then you're left, because the religions were getting so much criticism, this was the perfect thing. Not only do you get to rid yourself of this evil religion, but you are now a victim of this religion. You're a victim of God. God has fucking punished you by making you ill, and we will fix you with our potions. Right? Now, the next thing to know about this cohort of psychiatric professionals, as they like to be called. So not only do they have the funding and the in complete, installment into our political system, but they are also able to observe people beyond, over and beyond any of the priests of Catholic Church, Roman Empire fucking wet dreams. Because, except of course prisoners of that during inquisitions and such. So the psychiatric industry for, I don't know, a long time, but say like 80 years, has specialized a new form of this. They are capturing, reclassifying, all paid for by the government, all supported by the government, observing, acquiring delicate, detailed information to do with the goings-on of their entire populations, like this with the government. This is literally our premier right now. And more than likely in alliance with certain churches. So what do we resolve from this? Well, there should be a separation of this at the very least. How can there not be? Why is every child being diagnosed as autistic or ADD or bipolar or whatever? Well, because it's a recruitment drive for the largest religion that's gone under the radar, that's plugged straight into our government. What else does this power that they've accumulated allow them to do. Well, in the case of Martin Bryant had some issues, but there is some really, really worrying things to do with all these consistent things that is basically an exposure of brainwashing techniques. This is in Canada and in America, this is called MK Ultra. This is what was being specialized by these individuals. This is an entire infrastructure of this built. And what are their natural allies? If you have this total control system, this huge profit-making thing, unseen because the profit-making drugs are plugged into the socialized healthcare, so nobody knows. It's just, I go get free drugs. I got something wrong with my brain. I got free drugs, and they look after me. And the drugs as well. Like some of the drugs are dissociatives, so that will just make you a zombie. Some of the drugs are like stimulants, so that will just make you feel amazing. And a lot of the diagnoses are giving you a vector to protect you against, people in your life that are treating you odd because you're participating in a cult. But no one can say anything because of discrimination laws. So who are their natural allies? It can't be Christendom. Can't be anyone Christian. Because everyone that would be autonomously manifesting a Christian identity is already being funneled into their system. So it has to be another religion, a militant religion. Oh, just right out of the drawer there's a handy little militant extremist religion called Islam. So that's a pretty fucking clear fucking vision of it, isn't it? So why isn't the world now doing a John Howard and taking the guns off the fucking Palestinians, off the entire fucking Islamic world? Well, because the Islamic world won't give their guns away. Now, this is what we're on the line of. Yes, we lived in a world where we did this. We lived in a world where we fucking do as we're told. We just all fucking participated in this thing. We're very compliant. We're doing this stuff. Right up until the point where it's fucking seen to be that's a misuse of our fucking trust. You've radically weakened us towards these threats. And you've falsely sold us the thing that this is for our own good. Does that sound familiar? Very much like the vaccines, for our own good. Take the guns off, it's for our own good. Do as you're told, it's for your own good. Religious fucking openness, you have to support all religions for your own good. Don't discriminate against mentally ill people or people prescribing or diagnosing any of these things. Don't ask any questions about the interactions between the psychiatric and the pharmaceutical industry and our government. Well, this is the moment where we go, righto, according to the BBC, as long as I do some training exercises. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do training exercises on not how to go in and shoot people. We don't need to shoot people. We're just going to destroy mosques. And we'll let you know, right? Every second Thursday of every second month, we're going to, like a massive cheese cutter, get some high tensile cables and string it down the bottom of your mosque until it falls over. So every second Thursday on every, opposing month, this is what we're going to do. And it's going to be called a military exercise to make sure that when we really need to, we know how to decompartmentalize the Islamic religion across the world. Because you won't comply. You won't take the lesson that we've projected, and you won't hand your guns in. This is creating a re-emergence for us to amplify our military proceedings. This is taking place all around the world. This is Germany. You've got Germany now fucking rearming themselves. And look what happened last time they did that. But just so you're aware, this is a military training operation to, reacquire the stolen territory that was stolen under these false claims of psychiatric care and gun violence and all these things. Because everyone and their dog understands that people hang gliding into a music contest, taking hostages, raping women, like murdering children, all these things, is far worse than some twigged out fucking brainwashed autistic kid going at Port Arthur. So Port Arthur is where we're going. Get out of there. Tasmanian government is to immediately surrender Port Arthur and all its things and just walk north. If you're in support of this, you've got to walk north, right? You've got to be further up towards where that fucking Victorian police place is. That's reenacting Ned Kelly in some type of other grand fucking theatrical fucking presentation. Very similar to the Christchurch, very similar to Port Arthur. Not similar at all to October 7th. Apparently, according to the BBC, that if Desi Freeman had, 200 people training in a fucking place with fucking bandanas and fucking masks on, he would have been legitimately claiming the Desi Freeman Association for the Re-Liberation of Victoria, and he would now be a recognised leader of a fucking recognised political group. I guess him being chased around all the time just fucking twigged his mind out and couldn't get his fucking paperwork in order. And he maybe didn't know that he could just talk to a fucking phone. If you can go and fucking rape and murder and take hostages in fucking Israel, and be legitimised, you sure as hell can talk to YouTube every morning with a fucking whiteboard marker and a whiteboard. As I said, it's a new renaissance, and we've got to get creative with the ways that we do this. You know what I mean? And I'm warning every Iranian fucking psychiatrist in this country, I'm going to liberate this country from your evil fucking religious indoctrination. Very biased religious, you know what I mean? Oh, did you see Jesus? No, you're in jail now. Did you see Muhammad? Oh, you come with us. You see Jesus? No, you're crazy, boy. Crazy. No, get him on the pills and get him in jail. You Muhammad? Oh, come with us. It's like a fucking sorting station at a fucking shearer's shed. That's what the government installed. An Islamic sorting station in a shearing shed in our country. It's no surprise that some fucking lunatic, you know what I mean, with fucking 17 automatic rifles goes into a mosque with a fucking GoPro on his fucking chest. It's just, thank God, thanks to John Howard, thanks to Martin Bryant, thanks to fucking, Sinead O'Connor. I don't have a GoPro and I don't have any fucking automatic rifles, but I can talk pretty fucking snappy. And as I said, there's 1,000 other ways I can fucking destroy fucking physical property and restrict these fucking lunatic fucking religious extremists from continuing to sort out our population into either drug pharmaceutical consumer or Islamic extremist. That's the only two options. Oh, well, I went to Kings Park and I saw a bird and it reminded me of God. Get in the fucking straitjacket, you fucking lunatic. Take his fucking kids off him. I had a vision from Muhammad that I should fucking fly a hang glider into Israel and fucking rape. Your details, sir! Get him on board! He is the fucking now an official representative of Hamas. Australia wasn't settled by fucking cowards and fucking fucking cocksuckers sitting there begging for fucking scraps at one of the fucking bloated resource industries. It was settled by fucking pioneering families fucking on the land. Yes, there was some fucking nasty shit that happened to Aboriginals. But unless you're fucking, you know what I mean, driving Aboriginals around to go and see their land and helping them remove barbed wire fences, you're still doing that. Every single one of you, especially if you're fucking sitting in a mosque. Like I said, the largest threat the Aboriginal people have are religious, dark-skinned enthusiasts. That doesn't make me a white supremacist, okay? Every single dark-skinned Muslim has just the same opportunity to surrender the same way that our prophet did. You'll see that it's an instant dichotomy. It's an instant polarization between these two things. There is surrender to God, and there is doing God's work by taking other people's lives. Now, what happens if we take someone like Martin Bryant and we turn him into a fucking prophet? Well, we're not going to do that because we know well enough not to do that. What happens if we take the bloke that did Christchurch and we turn him into a prophet? Well, we're not going to do that because we know not to do that. What about the fucking Unabomber? Are we going to fucking turn him into a prophet? No, because we know not to fucking do that. So where is the fucking line? At what point in this country am I going to be restricted from protecting myself? Is it this? No. Thank God. Well, there you go. There's the clearing up the fucking territory for all of you fucking cowards. You could all do this as well. Every time you feel like you're going to get your gun out and fucking kill a fucking Muslim, speak to your fucking thing so the Prime Minister can fucking clearly hear you. Maybe once these fucking cocksuckers get off their fucking knees and stop praying to a fucking zombie and actually listen to an Australia that still has fucking balls, maybe they'll fucking start getting the message. If you're in this country preaching the same fucking things that those October 7th people are doing, then you're a criminal. We are going to hold every single last one of you until we get every fucking gun off those fucking Arab fucking desert rats. Until the whole fucking world looks like fucking Australia. Or Australia's going to start looking a lot like the US. They're your two options. Do you want this to be the fucking, you know what I mean, the promised land where people can live in fucking harmony? Or do you want it to be an extension of the US? Because it's on that flip. And if you want it to be an extension of fucking Iraq, you can go and suck my fucking dick. Because no one wants to fucking live in those shitholes. That's why everyone's here holding up signs going, I don't want to go there, but stop it. It's not that we don't know how to do what those cunts did. We're very good at it. We won't just come in fucking hang gliders with GoPros. We'll do it in 7,000 ways that you've never even fucking thought of. Every fucking Muhammad in the country will walk out to his back fucking God. I was sure that there wasn't a giant fucking hole in my backyard when I left to go to work at Uber. We don't need to kill you. We can just fuck all your shit up. Because when we got here, there was nothing here. So we don't fucking care. We're not precious about any of it. We don't have any fucking holy fucking temples. We don't need to fucking stop for 10 minutes to go and have a little fucking sit down on a mat. Find the right direction. Fucking, what the fuck kind of shit is that? The craziest thing is you're all following some fucking barbarian fucking warlord from a long fucking time ago, right? Well, this is what this fucking, this is now. All that it takes is for a couple of the people that have been fucking terrified into not doing anything to start actually doing it. You know what I mean? I'm talking some serious fucking talk here. But I'm trying to keep it within that. And that's what I actually think that bloke was doing. I think it's just all lost in translation. Is it sinful to speak of peace through the lens of violence? No. The whole Bible is filled with violence. When people claim that the Quran is filled with violence, well, so is the Bible. Yeah, it's the condensed fucking outrage of thousands of years of humans sitting there being like, fuck these cunts. And as I said earlier, you find God when you're alone in the desert. So they go in the desert, they're with God, and they're sitting there going, what the fuck are we going to do with all these fuckheads? They just fucking hang glided in and done this. They won't even give their guns up. Not like Australians. And now they're trying to invade Australia in their hospitals. This is stark, sick times. How on earth can we ever fucking do this without fucking, resorting to violence? Especially if we're not even allowed to speak of violence. Well, we are, because I'm still here. I haven't been put back in jail. And now we're not just speaking of violence. We're actually going to get prepared for real fucking violence, real destruction. The Australian way. Right? The way that you don't expect. We're not having a fucking on-the-ground fucking, roaming in back of Hilux's rape fucking dance festival, paragliding fucking terrorist fucking Mad Max wet dream. If there is a too high consistency of religious extremists in a certain organisation, their organisational buildings are going to fall over when no one's there. When they all go home, they're like, oh, sure, our building was there. We're going to move shit around. You know what I mean? We're going to fucking get a bunch of geese and make them land on the fucking airports. We're going to get a bunch of snakes and make sure they fucking, you know what I mean? Go in all the fucking swimming pools and a bunch of kids get bitten by snakes and spot. Whatever the fuck we need to do, we'll fucking do it. But we're not going to rape anyone, and we're not going to fucking burn any children, and we're not going to kill anyone if we can fucking help it. I've just noticed I've got a newcomer, so I better read his comments. I had read that there were hints October 7th was going to happen, planning to get into music festival. That's the signal, What physical properties should be broken? How are your interactions with the abbeys? Thought Martin Brighton was a prophet. The line didn't understand, brother. Well, see, this is the thing. First inkling of someone in the thing, it's like instantly it's like, I'm speaking. I'm speaking about things, we're not planning the things. Everybody needs to start speaking of things plainly. We don't need any prophets. We don't need any fucking extremism. We just need a whole lot more speech. Because the whole reason this thing is being kept together is because Muslims are playing hardball and Christians are playing softball, basically. That's the way that it's being done. But the Muslims think that fucking installing psychiatrists into our medical system and, propping up a pharmaceutical, they're considering that as softball, the same as they're considering hang gliding into a music festival and taking hostages softball. And when our Prime Minister fucking says, yes, we commend the fucking Gazan fucking, whatever, for their softball tactics. It's like, well, you haven't seen how fucking well Australians can play softball. Albo. We're fucking good at it, mate. It's like a league of their own. You know what I mean? There's going to be fucking softballs flying all over the fucking place. And I guess now that because we've got absolute 100% license, you've heard it here, folks, on the BBC, how to turn your terrorist organisation into a legitimate political party. I can't wait to see the random acts of this. There's going to be the Wheelie Bin Appreciation Society, which makes anyone who doesn't, properly present their wheelie bin, that hasn't got a wheel on it. Just beatings in their driveway. Or a big shame poster. I don't know. 1,000 different fucking ways. Just make sure you got a GoPro. Make sure that you fucking project it around the world or to your suburb or whatever it is and get to fucking work. We've got to tear this fucking communist fucking rabble down before it's too late. We've got to fucking expose it. Yeah? Tell the fucking stories. You know a fucking Aboriginal bloke that's sitting in fucking Hakea or fucking wherever that's getting drugged? Aboriginal people didn't have drugs. Roger Cook, that's a fucking religious indoctrination. Forced religious indoctrination to one, accept a fucking psychiatric pharmaceutical realm, or alternatively, an extreme Islamic realm, all while being told that the reason you're in jail is because of Catholics and fucking Christians and Englishmen. We've exposed the fucking real drug dealers. They don't ride Harleys. They haven't got fucking tattoos. Yeah, they don't even have stethoscopes. Maybe some of them do. Let's find all the psychiatrists with stethoscopes and be like, what's going on there, mate? I thought you were a brain doctor. Any single psychiatrist, especially one from a Islamic country in Australia, you are unable to accurately diagnose anybody that has this language, cultural, traditional background differences that is so vast that it is impossible. The only way to diagnose anyone of a mental disorder is by listening to them talk, by watching their action, And I would say that if you're supporting a place that hang glides in, you're the religious extremist. You're the drug dealer, you're the terrorist, and you should no longer be practicing here. The plan was written down at some point, and they assumed, I'm guessing, that this psychiatric industry would be filled with good Führer-loving Germans or whatever, so we could all keep a good hold of the thing. But it just got less and less attractive for people to, torture and fucking mutilate and psychologically torment people. So they had to get to the fucking third world. They had to fucking get to the bottom of the fucking barrel of countries like Iran and Iraq and fucking Pakistan to find their fucking drug dealers, their psychiatric professionals, and bring them here and fucking pay for their fucking houses and pay for their fucking education and pay for everything so they could fucking continue on the fucking torture tactics, the colonial tactics that we never fucking did. We didn't do anything like that. Once you're in a place, it becomes an extension of the place. That's why when I say that England is the eighth kingdom Tasmania is the eighth kingdom of England, I'm fucking serious about that. Yes, there is an Aboriginal history in Tasmania, but that's all part of it. But Hobart, the city, the fucking whatever the infrastructure there, that is a part of England. And I'd say that half the island being kept as pristine wonderland, except for obviously the dams and things like that. And that's a more dynamic conversation for a later time. But that is England. It is an extension of England. It isn't some new emergent wonderland filled with pharmaceutical drug companies and fucking transvestite fucking jugglers. No shade to the transvestite jugglers. It just was a pretty funny little thing to say. It's an extension of England. It always was and always will be. From the Derwent to the fucking sea in fucking Devonport, Tasmania will be free. And once Tasmania is free, then England will be free. Once England's free, then Wales will be free. Once Wales is free, then Scotland will be free. And then once Scotland's free, Northern Ireland will be free. And once Northern Ireland's free, then fucking maybe the whole place can be free of this religious persecution coming from both ends and fucking meeting in the middle in the psychiatric pharmaceutical industry. Two fucking hideous fucking arms. One displaying their fucking corpse for everyone to see what happens to anybody who fucking questions them again in the form of the Roman Catholic Church, and one as the Islamic extremist sect of the Islamic religion meeting in the middle in pharma and psychiatric. And the best way to describe this whole holy fucking unholy, this unholy union, well, that bloke fucking had it pretty fucking right. You know what I mean? I think we all know what it fucking looks like. It's that. So we're back there. We've got Nazis and we've got non-Nazis. And now we have 1,000 new ways to display what, who, when, how, where these Nazis reside. And who's paying them? You're paying them with your taxes. The old fucking Church of England priest is just sitting there. He's probably on his fucking second fag of the day. And he's like, I just don't know how to compete. I don't know how to compete with this unholy alliance. God, please help me. I better read my Bible. Better pat Yoda on the head for good luck. Obviously, Yoda being a manifestation of Protestant beliefs. There is no soundness in my flesh because of your anger, or any health in my bones because of my sin. For my iniquities have gone over my head like a heavy burden. They are too heavy for me. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much where all of them are. How on earth could anyone solve this puzzle peacefully? Well, we have to just get creative. He's given us the restrictions for a reason. The most wonderful things I've ever created come from restrictions. I mean, if you're given an entire box of parts, all these things, it's like, yeah, you can build a beautiful BMW. But if you're given fucking a back shed and some weird fucking shit, you can build a Morgan. A handcrafted piece of rolling artwork that only a country as beautiful and as free as England could ever create. And aptly named after, an Arthurian legend character, I think. Quite like the Merlin engine, the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine in a Spitfire. Freedom is found where you stop looking for it. When you stop adding things to what it means. What does it mean to be free? Speech isn't something that should be protected. It's the beginning of what should be protected. Because if we don't have it, then nothing can be protected. The way that an argument is framed is very, very important. It's not the importance of free speech. It's like, without free speech, we have nothing. And that means every single vowel, syllable, adjective, noun, every single phoneme, noise, note, chord that can be projected from this to describe what your very humble vision of freedom means to you. Because I can assure you that it will not mean the same thing to your neighbor. And until we get to that point, we won't know anything. So it's every person's expression of their free speech to freely project what their idea of freedom is. I'll say their humble idea of freedom. As I said, you find freedom where you stop looking, when you finally let all the things off, all the requirements of freedom.